10 मार्च तिब्बती जनक्रांति दिवस के अवसर पर दिल्ली के जंतर मंतर पर तिब्बती युवा कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष गोम्पो धुनधु के नेतृत्व में शांति मार्च निकालकर धरना दिया। इस अवसर पर सांसद सुजीत कुमार एवं भारत तिब्बत सहयोग मंच के राष्ट्रीय महामंत्री पंकज गोयल मुख्य अतिथि तथा पूर्व सांसद श्याम गंभीर, पत्रकार विजय क्रांति एवं निर्वासित तिब्बत सरकार के पूर्व डिप्टी स्पीकर आचार्य याशी पूंछोक अतिविशिष्ट अतिथि के रूप में उपस्थित हुए। भारत तिब्बत सहयोग मंच इंद्रप्रस्थ क्षेत्र के संयोजक चौधरी मांगेराम, दीपक शर्मा, नवीन वशिष्ठ, ड किरण आदि उपस्थित हुए। हजारों तिब्बती युवक एवं युवतियों की उपस्थिति रही।
You must all stand united. There should be no division in the Tibetan community, in Tibetan diaspora. Some people may believe in the non-violent way. Some people may believe in more aggressive way. But the cause is one. The cause is independence of Tibet. The cause is the Tibetan cause. So whatever path you choose, you may choose to follow the path of His Holiness. You may choose to follow the path of more aggression. But remember that if China wants you to be divided, China wants the Tibetan community to be divided. And this is the biggest concern of the Tibetan cause, that if the community is divided, then the Tibetan cause will be lost. So please stand united, not for the one day today, but forever. Because today is a protest day, today we all have come together. So you are all united. But when you go back, make sure that there should be nothing in your actions, in your writings, which will divide the Tibetan community. If we have to achieve our goal, which is Tibetan independence, then we have to stay united. Next is to make sure that there is massive leverage of the social media. Why is Tibetan issue not so up in the social media? You know, the Uyghur issue, that is also equally important. But the Uyghur issue is always there in social media. The Xinjiang issue is very much prominent in media. But somehow I think the Tibetan issue, for whatever reason, has lost some momentum in the social media. Now with the social media, the entire world is there for us. Please, all of you, make sure that you are active on social media. You are actively highlighting the plight of the Tibetan people back in Tibet, the plight of the monasteries, how Tibet is systematically engaging genocide of the Tibetan culture, of the Tibetan religion, of the Tibetan art, the language. This has to be told to the world. This has to be, constantly highlighted. Because if you don't highlight, who else will highlight? Who else will highlight the Tibetan issue? I am fortunate that I am the convener of the Parliamentary Forum on Tibet, and systematically destroying the culture. But at least in India, at least the 1 lakh Tibetan brothers and sisters, you have a big responsibility to ensure that your culture stays glorious. Because if culture is lost, then the race is lost, then the community is dead. So please, whatever you do, do not let your culture die, let your language die, let your religion die, let your art, the rich Tibetan medicine you have, Tibetan, way of life that you have, please keep that alive. And not only keep that alive, please make sure that every new Tibetan who is born anywhere in the world, first and foremost, pledges his or her loyalty to your Tibetan way of life and Tibetan religion. Only then can we ensure that the Tibetan cause will not only stay alive, but a day will come when Tibet will gain independence. And finally, China is hell-bent on appointing a puppet Lama. China is waiting for the Reverend His Holiness to pass away so that they can appoint a puppet Lama. You have to ensure that no Tibetan accepts the puppet fake Lama that China will appoint. It is sure, it is certain that China will appoint a fake Lama, a puppet Lama. You have to ensure that no Tibetan in the world accepts that puppet Lama, because only the Tibetan people, only His Holiness has the right, the moral authority to appoint the reincarnated successor. So please stay united, and long live Tibet, long live the Tibetan cause, and may you soon have independence, and may you go back to your nation and country. India will always stand with you, and I am extremely proud that His Holiness and about 80,000 Tibetan brothers and sisters have contributed so much to the Indian soil. Thank you for being such perfect guests in India. Tasidale. Thank you very much, sir.
तुष्य कुशप सुजीत कुमार ला.
Thank you, Shri Sujit Kumar ji.
जेरिम गाबा क्या का फिर क्या क्यों फाबे जरी सोपे चुंचे कुशप पंकज गोयल शोने तमशन आंग्यू.
We'll now have our guest of honor, who is the General Secretary of Bharat Tibet Sahyog March, Shri Pankaj Goyal ji, to
हेलो जवानी मुझे मुझे चिल्लो टेम्बा शो जवा तीन गजो खुला खुदे चिल्ला टेम्बा शो फेरंसे सातो यही हमारा नारा है, यही हमारा नारा है। जमा पहने, जाना पहने, जमा पहने, फेंकी दाबो, फेंकी दाबो, फेंकी दाबो, लॉन्ग शो, लॉन्ग शो, लॉन्ग शो, लॉन्ग शो, माचा, 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 फेरंसे, फेरंसे, फेरंसे।
Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Tipadesh, 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 Dus Chinio, Tipat Choro, Dus Chinio, Dus Chinio, Dus Chinio, हमें क्या चाहिए, हमें क्या चाहिए, हमें क्या चाहिए।